Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you my online client's Chetna testimonial video who was suffering from double lumbar disc herniation, and she was suggested to do surgery, but she contacted me and we started rehab around 4 months ago. And in this video, she shared with you what was her condition like, why she contacted me, and how she's getting on right now. When we start Chetna, she was not able to sit or walk or do anything at home. She was quite in a severe amount of pain. And in this video now, she shared with you how much she has improved and where is she right now. If you're suffering from lumbar disc herniation, I believe some people do need surgery, but before you jump to the surgery, you need to consult someone who is familiar with your condition, and you at least try 6 to 8 months of conservative treatment. And if that didn't work, maybe you need surgery. Like, I suppose, Chetna, we've been working for a while now together, and today is like, for me, is a huge progress to share with people from where you start here, and that's why I'm excited to share your progress and your testimonial in regards to your recovery. I suppose maybe you start with where we start and how was the injury and where you at today. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that will be great. So I started consulting Bob about I think 2.5 to 3 months back, and it started because I had a very bad muscle catch in my lower back, because of which I was immobile for about 2 or 3 weeks. And when I went to the doctor to get it checked as to what had happened, they asked for an MRI, and in MRI it came out that I have 3 disc bulges in my lower back. And because the muscles in that area were weak, I also ended up having a muscle catch. And I was in extreme pain. I was bedridden, could not move at all. I mean, life sort of stopped because I was not able to work, not able to do my regular activities at all. And my husband had taken treatment from Bob for his
Yeah.
disc bulges, and I saw the progress in him over the last, I think, 6 months that he had been taking it for, and that gave me a lot of confidence to approach Bob. And that's when I started my program. In week one, when we had started, I could barely move forward, or I could barely bend. And because I had acute pain in my back, I just could not move it at all. And I had a history of doing yoga earlier. I used to work out as well, but that stopped for a while. And overall, my fitness was not regular. I was not regular with my fitness or even
Of
with my
course.
diet. So when I started the program with Bob, the best part was of it is that it focuses on everything. So sleep, socialization, stress, food, everything. So it made me more disciplined for sure. And in the last 3 months, I started in July, and it's October now. And in the last 3 months, from day one when I could not bend, today I am able to do all my regular activities without any pain whatsoever. And it's not just about the pain so much, but it's also about to be able to do it feeling good. So
Yes.
that's what that was important for me, because I'm able to cook, I'm able to do my job, I go to my workplace, I walk, and I drive, and there is no I don't feel worried that something will trigger my pain. So I think that has been the biggest progress for me. And
Amazing.
I like to paint, and I like to cook, which require long hours of sitting or standing. And earlier, my right side used to start aching, and we are working on that, which and it should get better in some more time. But overall, when it comes to sciatica or my nerve pain, or even how confident I feel about my lower back, that is
Yes.
the that has been a very pleasant surprise for me as well, because there came a point where I was scared to bend, worried about if it will trigger my tailbone pain or sciatica. But
Got
now
you.
I do it without any fear, and it's again become a part of my routine, and no movement really worries me anymore. Which
Got
is, I
you.
think, for me, it's the biggest positive factor that came out of it. And
100%.
yeah, my aim now is to resume my 5K and 10K runs, and hopefully it'll help happen soon. So yeah.
100%, 100%. Okay, Chetna, if we go back, sorry, Chetna, to
Yeah.
where we start you, if you describe for people who listening to this, watching this video, what exact was your symptoms? Like, and beside
Yeah.
you had severe back pain, and can
Mhm.
you give them a perspective? What was it exactly?
Yeah. So it started a few months back when I used to have shooting pain both down both my legs. So it
Mm-hmm.
would start in the lower back, then it would go to the knees, then it would go to my feet, and it would happen very randomly. There was no specific trigger to it. Gradually I started identifying triggers. So one was if I did not sleep well, another was
Mm-hmm.
if I would bend for too long, or if I would do one activity for a very long time. So if I would stand for
Gotcha.
too long, walk for too long, sit for too long, and I ignored it for a long time. I just thought maybe it's because I've not worked out in a long while, or because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sleeping well. Maybe that's why it's happening. Uh, I went to the what happened. What actually triggered it in the worst way was the muscle catch,
Mm-hmm.
which is when I became immobile. So, and when I went to the physiotherapist here, they told me
Gotcha.
that it's just random. There is no reason for it, and it just happened because maybe you were in the wrong posture. And the muscle catch happened to me when I was just getting up from a chair. So it's like a very regular movement, and I was
Gotcha.
not able to make any sense as to why did it happen. And when I became immobile and I had pain, not just pain in my lower back, my shooting pain started even got even worse.
And
And
was it
that
in
happened
one
in both
side
my
or
legs,
in both sides? It was in both
both the
sides.
sides. It was in both
Gotcha.
the sides.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was muscular, and I could feel that the pain in my legs was not muscular. It Something told me that it's something else, and because I had seen it in my husband earlier, so I got a faint idea that it could be related to nerves. My husband had
Ah,
sciatica,
of
so
course.
I felt like the symptoms are very similar to what he was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So it was on a hunch that then we went to a doctor, and the doctor told us that they ordered an MRI, got an MRI done, and then it came out in the diagnosis that there are three disc bulges,
Gotcha.
and I tried to also get help from people here
Yeah.
to
Who
sort
did you
of
go
get
to?
me better.
Yeah.
So
Just.
I went to physiotherapists locally, and they gave me
Mm-hmm.
some exercises. They told me not to bend. They told me to rest, to be on bed
Mm-hmm.
rest, and not put too much pressure on my back. But I realized that it was not helping me a lot. So
Yeah.
again, coming back to the fact that because I had seen my husband getting treated by Bob, and his approach was very different. I realized that he asked him to resume activities to, and no such instruction like don't bend or anything. So that's when I realized that the physiotherapists here are not working out, and I should start my treatment with Bob, because the pain had become so acute that I was not able to do any regular activity,
I
and
got
it
you.
hampered with my sleep. I was not able to sleep because of the pain. I was not able to do anything in my daily routine.
Of course.
So that was the symptoms when it had started, and I was
Mm-hmm.
very scared to bend. I was very scared to move, or to drive, or to stand for a long time. So
I got you.
overall, it impacted my mental health in a way that if I will be able to do my regular task or not.
Anymore.
So
Yeah.
that had become a big question mark. And I was not able to, so I used to do yoga very regularly, but I was not able to do any such posture now. And that was
Mm-hmm.
also a fear about what happened to my body suddenly. So I
Yes.
think there was a lot of fear, there was a lot of worry along with physical symptoms. So it was just a lot of things coming together.
Yeah, that can cause a huge amount of, I suppose, fear of
Yeah.
movement, twisting,
Yeah.
bending, which is very commonly told, has been told to people to not doing them if you have
Yes.
back pain, which is quite
Yes.
kind of like freak them out, and you can get
Yes.
totally depressed because I can't do anything
Yes.
then. All right, then when we start your plan, and Chetna, I suppose, we discussed about it briefly, but if you think about, from where stage that you were initially, the consultation that we had, you were technically
Yeah.
in bed, right? You
Yeah.
weren't able to
Yeah.
sit. And how did you find the exercise that we start? And I suppose the rehab plan, because one of the things that people has a myth about the rehab
Yeah.
plan is that Bob has some magical exercises that
Yeah.
he fix people. But
Yeah.
maybe describe for people, how do you find exercises and the approach of what we do here in
Yeah.
online consultation, and how do
Yeah.
we change and customize them for you?
Yeah. So at the offset, I realized that despite my husband and I both having sciatica, our plans are completely different. So, and they're absolutely customized to both of our routine, physical capability, our body, our symptoms, the pain that we have, and what are we capable of doing. So, and that's something that, of course,
Exactly.
Bob judges and he evaluates with all the description and everything that you tell him. So, I think you invest a lot of time into understanding the problem first. So I remember a first consultation that 1 hour was only me talking about what was it,
What's
what has
going
been my
on?
history, what was the pain, what were the symptoms. We went back to about 3 years back to trace the entire chain of events as what had happened with me physically and my injuries, or my working out routine, my fitness routine. So because a lot of time went into the identifying the problem, the plan that was given to me was absolutely customized to where I was. So that is number
100%.
one. And number two, it started very slow. So Bob was very clear that we were not going to rush into it, and that it would be every alternate day because body needed time to recover, but that mobility had to be done every day. So there are two aspects to the plan: mobility and working out. And mobility was daily, twice a day, and then there's alternate days of working out. And mobility just, I think in the initial 2 weeks, it was daily mobility that helped me to release my pain,
Get you out
especially
of the bed.
the, what is it called? The, I'm
Cat
forgetting, the
cow
hip drops.
or hip
Yeah.
drops. Hip
Yeah.
drops, yeah, because you weren't
Hip
doing a
drops,
cat cow,
yes.
yeah.
So hip drops helped me to stretch the part of my body which was in a lot of pain, and it helped me to release that pain gradually in the first 2 weeks, so that I could be fit enough to work out on the other things.
Got you.
So I think the plan started very gradually, and as and when I started reporting progress, and Bob saw that I was getting better, and I could feel that I was getting stronger.
Yes.
That's when the number of reps increased or the exercises changed to help me with my overall fitness. And in the last, I'm forgetting, I think last 12 weeks, what I have realized is that I physically feel much stronger, especially because while the plan works on the whole body, I feel like my lower back feels very strong and my shoulders feel very strong. And that's not
Amazing.
something that I had experienced earlier. So it's definitely new. But
Yeah.
and the reason why I say I feel stronger is because I am more confident in lifting things, for example, or just using my shoulders and not having any pain, no discomfort whatsoever. And I'm bending a lot now, and bending more comfortably and without any worry. So I think the plan has been a very step by step approach on how to first minimize pain, and then how to work on a plan which helps me to get more fitter. So I think, and grow more
Absolutely.
muscular strength. So that is, and I can feel it that it has happened. And today I think I'm much in a much better shape. I cook for about 2 hours a day. I have a day job. I do that for about 8 to 10 hours,
Got you.
and I like to paint, so I do that. And so it's I'm able to do everything without any concern. So yeah, that's
Amazing,
been a
amazing.
great journey.
That was a very detailed and quick way to explain that, because generally speaking, people really think that it's just some sort of things that we do only for the back,
Yeah,
but we do a lot of things for your whole body. And this is one of
yeah,
the biggest mistake that I see commonly with a lot of I suppose treatment that been going for back pain. It's only
yeah,
focused on the area that is sore, and the area
yeah,
that is sore is where you have pain. If you forget the person as a human who
yeah,
has activities, life habits, and if you forget about the rest of the body, I think you're being missing a big picture of, this person need to move, bend,
yeah,
twist, and squat and lift things,
yeah.
and
Yes,
those muscle group has to be challenged as much as, your obviously core challenge, you know what I mean? But the core
absolutely.
exercises are something that, everybody talking about it, but they never talk about, okay,
Yeah,
you know what? Somebody can't have a core,
yeah,
a strong core, but we forget the rest of the body. You know what I mean? Which means,
absolutely.
and one thing that you had initially was the fear of movement, which means
Yes,
you have to retrain your body and your brain
yes,
to trust again, to bend, twist, squat, and shift things around. You know what I mean? Lift things
yes,
around, and
yes.
that doesn't come from my, I suppose, me to tell you, oh, okay, Chetna, you're ready to do these things, but I have
Hmm.
to put you in practice to do them step by
Yes.
step, and
Yes.
regain your confidence practically, rather
Absolutely.
than you just say,
Absolutely.
okay, I'm pain free, but I can't do
Yeah.
anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because getting pain free is obviously is very important as part of your plan,
Yeah.
but is not the end of the process of,
Yes.
your recovery. Because a lot of people just aim for getting pain free, and the treatment that they're getting
Absolutely.
from physiotherapists, chiropractor, or any other type of practitioner is just
Yeah.
to improve their pain. They do not have a
Yes.
plan what they have to
Yeah.
do after they're getting pain free.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part that is missing in the rehab plan with back pain. Um, that's quite a really powerful part that you mentioned, Chetna, and thanks for that. I just want to go through a little bit of more on few things that we had on the plan that was kind of like probably a little bit digesting it initially was difficult for you, like such as measuring stress, measuring your sleep, your diet
Yeah.
plan, your social
Yeah.
life, your I suppose personal development. You know what I mean? Things that
Yes.
people don't think when they have back pain. How much do you
Yeah.
find those things are relevant in your own perspective? You know?
Yeah, I think that is the most beautiful part of this entire plan, because I have worked with trainers or even physiotherapists and a host of care providers earlier to work to improve my fitness, but it's always been focused on that one particular aspect. So if it would either be physical recovery, or it would be therapy for for mental well-being, etc. But with this plan, the best part is that it's very holistic. So you realize that the pain that you feel is not just a byproduct of a physical damage, but it's also very, very dependent on the stress
100%.
levels that you face, and
100%.
how's your social life like, for example. And I think the most important factor which often gets missed is sleep. So I had sleep problems earlier, and because of which I now realize in hindsight that my pain used to get triggered. And ever since, because it's a part of the plan, and Bob makes sure that you sleep well and you recover properly. I think when I started the plan, I was not a consistent sleeper, and which is why I had pain. And it was like a cycle. So you don't sleep well, you don't recover, and you have pain. Then you have pain, so you're not able to sleep well, and it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I remember I had to find ways to reduce my pain so that I'm able to sleep properly at night, good 8 hours of sleep. And I also took help of medication in the first week when I was not able to sleep well. And I consulted a doctor, and I had to take some help. But once I got my sleep cycle on track, it helped me a lot, because now I'm able to sleep by the virtue of my regular routine. So I get so
Exactly.
tired by night that I'm able to sleep
Yes.
very peaceful and comfortably, and I get good 7.5 hours, 8 hours of sleep. And so that is one important part which I also want to talk about, which is recovery. My recovery used to be much slower earlier. So if I had
Yes.
pain, I would, let's say, for example, it would take about 12 hours to subside
Mm-hmm.
after heating and doing all the exercises, etc. Now if at all, if I get pain for some time, for example an hour or two, if I'm sleeping over it, it gets better without any other intervention from my end. So
Amazing.
I think the recovery time has also gone down, and it every time I have some pain, it shows that my recovery is much faster than it used to be.
Amazing.
And I rely on sleep for recovery the most now, which I did not earlier. So that has been a big change. And the whole bit of tracking your social life, tracking your own, what do you do for your own development, or how much time are you investing in yourself, how much break are you taking in between, what is your break ratio, as Bob calls it, or how often are you changing your posture. All of that helps you to also realize that anything related to your back or even your body is not happening in isolation. So all of this is connected,
Absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
your stress will impact. So I also, in my when I track it in the tracker, I realize that on the days when my stress is high, my pain also is high. So, and it's something that I figured out after tracking and after finding some pattern, that even if I
Yeah.
sometimes do my workout, if I'm not able to control my stress, my pain inadvertently, flares, and it could be work stress or something happening at home. But that identification also helped me to understand that if I'm stressed out,
Mm.
I have to find a way to manage it so that my body doesn't take that impact.
Exactly.
I'm still learning that, because it's not always possible to address stress then and there
Of course.
immediately every time. But it has just helped me to identify that if I'm stressed, I know that my body is going to react to it. So I have to now, so I find ways to cope up with stress, as I said. So one of them is sleep for sure, or I listen to music that helps me out. I
Mm,
follow my hobby more strongly than I used to earlier. So I like to
exactly.
paint, and I realize that painting also helps me with reducing stress.
Switching off.
So all of this, you realize that in this planet everything comes together. You cannot just train your back, you cannot just train
Exactly.
your body physically. There is so much more that has to come together for your body to feel better, and then eventually get fitter. And as far as diet is concerned, I am a vegetarian, so the number of protein sources is again limited. But whatever I can, I try to manage. I will be honest, I've not been very consistent with the diet bit for sure, but I'm trying my best, is what I can
I
say.
get you.
But I can tell you, because I've seen it in my home and I've seen it in my family. My husband has been very consistent, and it has helped him wonderfully. His diet has played a major role for him to recover in with this
And
plan.
get fitter.
So
Yeah,
yeah. He
100%.
I think he's way more disciplined. So I have seen that diet plays a crucial role, because and if you're taking the plan, Bob will explain you why is it important with regards to inflammation and protein intake, and how do you
100%.
keep inflammation down. So my protein intake has not been consistent, but I've been trying to avoid things that cause inflammation. It doesn't happen all the time. I do end up eating outside food or maybe junk sometimes, but that also, by the way, is another thing. You realize that when you do not eat properly, your body reacts to that as well. So it's
Absolutely.
it's also understanding how so many factors are coming together, and you cannot treat things in isolation. So
Absolutely.
uh,
Absolutely. Which
that
means
I think
that,
that's the beauty of the plan.
yeah, thank you, Chetna. You explained it very well. Like if I just add on a small thing is that you stop just chasing your symptoms to fix your
Yeah,
symptoms, and you start
yeah,
to look at yourself as a person who need to simply improve and enhance their health, which means
yes,
health is a primary a main goal of this treatment, which means we wanted to
yes,
get you healthier to be able to do your day-to-day activity, improve your pain, improve your overall physical and mental confidence, and get you back to doing your hobbies and things that you love, and
yes,
challenge you at the same time to get you fitter person at the end goal. Because we can't really claim that, okay, if you're a fitter person, you're not going to get back pain. That's totally a myth.
yes,
But
yes,
if you're a fitter person and you have a better lifestyle habit, the chances of recovery is much quicker,
yes,
which means, as you mentioned, if you sleep well, if you eat well, if you do some sort of exercise daily and get yourself to a level that you can do things, your recovery is much more faster because your body can recover. And that's the
absolutely.
beauty of the body that can do and heal itself, which is fascinating. Chetna, very briefly, this is what I'll do with all of my patients, is that if you briefly just pinpoint 3 to 4 things that really help you the most in this plan, or tips that you would like to share with people who has a
Mhm.
similar issue, they have back pain, you bulges, and they have sciatica, what would you share with them in a very brief point, 3 to 4 things or more?
Yeah. I think one, recovery is very important. Sleeping is very important. And eating is very important. So sleep plus food, very, very important. We underestimate the importance of that. But
Amazing.
I cannot emphasize on it enough. Second, managing stress, very crucial. Third, the focus should not be to just be pain free, but focus should be to be fitter. And that's
Amazing.
something that I observed after starting working with Bob, because from day one he tells you that we will get rid of the pain, but our goal should be to be fitter. And I think that's the most wonderful thing to if we have to chase something, that is what we should be chasing. So
100%.
the moment you start chasing fitness, I think pain automatically subsides. So that's another thing that I would like to point out. And fourth, be patient. I think being patient is very important, because every body is very different, and
Absolutely. There's
we
no
have
quick
our own
fix.
histories. Yeah, we have our own history, so there's no point in comparing at all. So while I saw videos of other patients of Bob and their testimonials, one thing that I've always been sure of is that I've had a very different history from all of them. So
Yes.
being patient always helps. So even when I started
100%.
with Bob, in the first session, I told him I have no hurry of anything. We will take our time. I'm okay to spend as long as it takes, but I'm not going to rush it through. So, and that
Amazing.
has helped me because I never worried about, oh my God, I suddenly have pain, or oh my God, why is
Yes.
this not working out? Because I knew that
Your
results will not show
expectation.
immediately. Yeah. So my
100%.
expectations were set because I was patient. So I think
Absolutely.
being
Spot on.
patient helps a lot. And yeah, no comparison. So read and watch testimonials of other patients, but do not try to emulate, and do not
Compare.
think about why did it not happen. For some
Yes.
people, it takes 12 weeks. For some, it may take 20. For some, it may take more.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
what matters is that we have to be on our own pace and be
Amazing.
consistent. That's all.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Chetna, thank you so much for your time. That was spot on. I'm really happy with your progress. We're gonna share more progress
Yeah.
in future. We're gonna get you back to the gym, get you back to the jogging that you go have a goal.
Yeah.
And I believe every person has a chance to recover by understanding things that you highlighted in this video. They're
Yeah.
crucial. And I
Yeah.
totally believe in it. And I can see how many people can get better by doing that. Thanks again
Yeah.
and have a great day. I'll chat to you soon.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video. If you're suffering from any type of lower back pain, I'll be happy to help you with your recovery. You can always leave me comments underneath of description or book your online consultation and I'll be happy to get you started on a rehab plan. You need to understand that the rehab plan is not a quick fix. Recovery takes time. As you can see with Chetna video, in her case, it took her 3 months to get back on her feet and get back doing what she loves pain-free. But the good part of the recovery is that I believe every single person has a chance to recover, and if you never try, you never know. If you like this video, please share this video with friends and family and make sure to like, subscribe, and send this video to whoever you know who might need this information. Until next week, all the best.